It was very difficult, just a roller coaster of emotions.
I was just really scared.
It is an emotional experience, and I felt completely powerless, and I felt alone.
So I remember sitting in a small little office, round table. So that part was pretty much the place where I felt the most alone.
It was very difficult for me to deal with my emotions. I felt like I was all alone, that nobody understood. They tried to understand, but no one really understands unless they go through the process.
I don't know if you could find the right words to explain to somebody.
I want to say that this really is a strange journey that I have been on, and one that can be, though, one of the most moving and terrifying experiences of your life.
I was alone.
Alone.
I felt so alone.
Alone.
Hi. I'm Elizabeth, the Nurse Navigator. Nice to meet you.
I'm Amanda. Nice to meet you.
And then I met
My nurse navigator.
The Nurse Navigator made the scary process manageable.
Hi.
As far as I can tell, we were the first group to develop multidisciplinary cancer care in a community hospital. And people ask, why did we do that? And the answer is very simple, that cancer care is unique in medicine. It is by far the most complex disease that requires more doctors and more support for the patient and their family than any other disease.
As you go through treatment.
Key person in that entire team, in my opinion, has been the nurse navigators.
They were angels to me, just a true blessing.
It was great to have somebody there who was a knowledgeable person. She could make the appointments when I was just really scared.
A lot of women have. It's basically our job to help a patient navigate through a really complicated healthcare system. With all the different doctors and different facilities and different appointments, it becomes very confusing, especially at a time when patients are full of anxiety and don't know what to expect.
This is an example of understanding your pathology report.
It is overwhelming, and you need someone that can shepherd you through this experience, because when you are first diagnosed, it's you share a few tears with your husband or your significant other, and then you decide you need to move on. But that's where you don't know where to turn, and that's where the nurse navigator comes in and helps.
Barbara called to see how I was doing. That meant the world to me, because it made me feel like a person, that someone actually cared, and I wasn't just a patient.
The information of what to look for just in case it was to return, all of that information was extremely helpful.
At every step of the way, this particular nurse navigator was with us, pre-meeting to brief us on each doctor, the background, their capabilities, what they've done, what their level of experience is. She sat in the meetings with us, during the meetings with each physician, and then afterwards to make sure that we recapped the meetings and we had no issues or no outstanding questions.
They made me just feel like, you know, that this is not a scary process. You know, we're going to get you through it. And even if I started feeling any kind of anxiety, it's like they somehow knew to just wipe away those, you know, those emotions or feelings.
Before my chemotherapy treatment began, she was instrumental in helping to balance the time between my post-op and pre-chemo treatments to enable my husband and I to take a trip to the Bahamas. And she helped engineer that and schedule that so that we got our trip in before my chemotherapy started.
And it just eased the burden a little bit to, hey, I'm not by myself, that someone does care that's going to help with my healing process.